By aligning yourself with the constant ebb and flow of the lunar cycles, essentially the cycles of birth and death, you can take advantage of its rhythm and use it to heal, grow, transform, and rejuvenate your energy. Hello, Earth citizens. My name is Courtney. Welcome to EMTV. Today's video is about the moon's phases and how they may impact us, especially in regards to manifestation. One of our visions at EMTV is living a lifestyle that is in harmony with nature. And while I'm no astrologist, I've noticed how the lunar cycle affects my ability to create. If you saw any of our other videos about the seasons, this is a similar concept. When we capitalize on these cycles, we can help fuel the growth of our hopes and dreams. You wouldn't even necessarily have to study the seasons or the lunar cycles because there's already a sense built into our human technology. We all have intuition that tells us the right time to act, to plan, or to trust. But with the busy lives we lead, it's not always easy to stay connected. We can use this kind of knowledge to help reawaken those instincts. So today I'd like to explain as simply as possible how you can use the phases of the moon to help bring what you want into manifestation, with the hopes that we also want to manifest a healthy and brighter Earth too. Each phase of the moon symbolically corresponds with the Earth's seasonal cycles and simultaneously correspond to the stages in the planting cycle. The new moon marks the beginning of the lunar cycle. Think about when a seed is planted in the ground. Its growth and its culmination is almost entirely just potential. It's a very tentative moment. The seed or idea is vulnerable. It's underground. It's unseen. This represents a time for us to investigate. What do we want to grow or create? What kind of behaviors or habits do you wish for yourself? At the new moon, you have a clean slate. So starting a project, relationship, job, or new routine will prove to be beneficial at this time. This phase also parallels the winter solstice. The next few days, the moon begins to reveal itself as it enters the waxing crescent phase. This is when a young plant has to push its way through the earth and burst through a sometimes hostile environment. Given that, this time could come with the determination to actualize your ideas into existence. You might become aware of the specific challenges that lie ahead of you, knowing that there's naturally going to be a struggle to make the change you desire. This is where you want to start working on your plan of action, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. In order to flourish in this stage, you'll want to meditate on the purpose behind the intentions you set. When you dig a little deeper into your why, it can help motivate you to keep focusing forward. By the time the moon is halfway illuminated, it enters into its first quarter phase, which in the planting cycle is when the organism begins to put out its leaves and branches. This might mean we come across some challenges or roadblocks or misunderstandings. You may even start to doubt yourself. So in order to move forward, you're likely going to have to step out of your comfort zone, making this a great time of growth, because your challenges can reveal to you what you need to change, and you'll need to be flexible as you strategize and contemplate multiple courses of action. This phase in the lunar cycle is designed to encourage you to push through, despite any resistance. In the cycle of the seasons, this phase corresponds to the spring equinox. During the waxing gibbous phase, the moon is almost completely illuminated, but not quite. And you might notice energy is starting to ramp up. This represents the moment in the planting cycle where buds begin to form, carrying with it the promise of a flower. This phase can energize you. You may be powerfully drawn to the accomplishment of your goals and have the wisdom to check, are your goals in alignment with your ultimate vision? Because you start to see your situation more clearly, there's more light, and it's a great time for action. This is a time for 100% positivity, when you want to visualize and feel that your dreams have already come true. Then the moon is full. The flower begins to emerge, and we are at the peak cycle of creation. There is a lot of energy here, and our emotions and feelings can be heightened at this time. Drama might unfold, and life-altering moments might take place. It's a time for truth. The moon is shining a light on what needs to be seen internally and externally. This clarity can help us release old emotions and allows for major change to be possible. It's actually a really beautiful time because you may become aware of the effect and influence you have on the world. You may feel what you're working on has more meaning when it involves others and considers the health of the earth. This phase symbolically relates to the summer solstice, the time of maximum light, life and creation. As this light starts to wane, it encourages us to let go of what no longer serves us. In the planting cycle, the fruit has appeared, and the waning gibbous phase is a time for us to process the changes that took place during the full moon. It's a time for internal and external cleaning, because you are filled with the knowledge from your endeavors. This is a great time for journaling, meditation, processing, and readjusting. When the moon enters its last quarter, the plant is harvested. Any remaining parts start to wither and die, representing the beginning of the end of the cycle. But there can still be a lot of creation here. This is a good time to make a commitment and start to prepare for the next cycle by releasing self-limiting behaviors and beliefs. Are there relationships you need to change or habits you need to break? It's a time to ponder how you can turn your past failures into strengths. And the energy is very detail-oriented, helping us get organized for the next cycle. In the seasonal rotation, this phase corresponds to the fall equinox. By the time the moon is in its waning crescent phase, you are almost at the end of the cycle. The seeds have matured and the rest of the plant has died away. For us, it's a time to celebrate all that you've accomplished and learned. Energy is low, and it's finally time for us to rest, surrender, and trust that the universe is working in our favor. And as you shake off any remnants of the past and make peace with it, it allows space to think about what you might want to accomplish next. This is a good time for solitude, cleaning, resting, meditation, and of course, sleep. Obviously, most goals cannot be accomplished in 1 month, but by following nature's advice of when to plan, act, release, and rest, you can achieve your goals in a balanced and healthy way. All that said, I'd like to invite you to a monthly full moon meditation here on EMTV to help manifest health and happiness and peace on Earth. When we meditate together, we can both support each other's visions for our personal growth and send energy to help heal the planet that we love. As we raise our vibration, we can be part of a new humanity, one in which we care for each other and the Earth. So please stay tuned for a live guided meditation at the full moon for creating coexistence and healing the Earth together. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you next time.